Welcome to the Enigma Daily, everybody. Monday edition. I hope everybody had a great weekend. And you know how we do around here. If not, you're about to figure it out. On Mondays, I like to talk about strangeness in the world, especially cryptid sightings. And I found a great article that came out around August 14th, 2025. And it is talking about a Bigfoot corpse that was allegedly reported out of New York's Adirondack mountain range. So, as always, the link to this article will be in the description of the video. You guys feel free to check it out and give it a good read. I'm going to give it a quick breakdown and give you my opinion on it. So right here it is, coming up. Real or fantasy? Bigfoot discovery in Adirondacks. See for yourself at the New York State Fair. So I can't play the video because CBS 6 will give me a YouTube strike if I do. However, go watch the video. There were several news articles that were put out about it. And it's talking about this guy called Charles Stewart, whose nickname is Snake for unknown reasons. And he is an avid Bigfoot researcher, where he gets out and about, and just gets up in the mountains and looks for Bigfoots, right? And so what he's claiming is that he found an 8-foot tall, heavily muscled, thick brown humanoid. 2 arms, 2 legs, and covered in hair. And it also went on to say, man, that he found some poo samples to go along with it. And so that's the first time I've ever heard of that being recovered. And he claims that this Bigfoot Sasquatch type creature is actually an omnivore, eats, meat and, vegetation. I've actually heard that before myself. But it's a good article. It's good to hear him talk. I would like to get a hold of him and get him on my big channel, The Ancient Enigma Files. I'll see if I can do that along the way. He does have a website I might check out myself and see if he can do it. Go check out this article and read it yourself, and I'm going to give you the quick breakdown. If you don't feel like you want to do it, you don't have to go and do it. I'll break it down for you. So, according to the report, the researcher, Snake, said that he was, in a very remote area of the Adirondack mountain range, and he came across this heavily wooded area, and he said he came across this body. And he said the limb proportions of it are massive, 8 feet tall. And it was in really good condition considering the fact. And he claims, and he is a Bigfoot researcher, he's a cryptid researcher, a cryptozoologist. He claims that, this is the body of a Bigfoot. And where he is different than most people, he's not trying to hide it or prop it up. He's actually asking for scientists to come in, take a look at this, do their own DNA testing on it and their samples for independent verification purposes, right? Which I think that's amazing myself, right? I do. I think that's cool that he would open himself up like that to take the hits, to take the ridicule. And like I said, that does have legs. Usually they don't get this much national attention, but it is getting a little bit of a national attention out there. And so, but I want to go over some things now. I don't want to play devil's advocate on this, but I do want to go over a few things here that might necessarily give you a moment of pause on this. It has nothing to do with Bigfoots or cryptids. If you watch my channels, you know for a fact that I do subscribe to all that stuff, and I do believe that stuff goes on. However, if you have any time in the mountains or mountain ranges whatsoever, nature is amazingly good at cleaning up itself, right? You will rarely ever find intact, dead carcasses of anything, usually within 24 hours. I know it sounds crazy, but they've done studies where they've killed a deer and staked it to the ground, and then with 24 hours, the entire body was gone. Nothing was left, right? And you have the flies show up, the carnivores show up, the possums show up, eat the bones. I mean, it literally cleans itself up. The vultures show up. So yeah. So the fact that he says that he recovered this thing, I don't know how long it had been there. And he said, I don't know how cold the region was. Like I said, there's things about it. And I'm not knocking this guy down. Like I said, if it's true, this would be awesome. But I'll tell you why they'll never prove it true in a second. But also too, that area is known for bears and actually moose, right? It's one of the few places in the United States of America outside of Alaska where there's, you can encounter mooses, and mooses are massive, right? However, in the past, these type of reports have came up, and people have misidentified a bear or a moose carcass. I don't know how you would do that myself. I have no idea. how you can misidentify a moose or a bear carcass with a Bigfoot carcass, but that's what they claim happens. But this area also is known for, and I got to put this out there to maintain my credibility, for hoaxes. They've done some hoaxes up in the Adirondack Mountains as well, in that area up in New York. They do Bigfoot hoaxes everywhere all the time. I don't know why people take enjoyment in doing that. Actually, I think it's incredibly dangerous myself. I've seen people dress up in Bigfoot costumes and walk around in the woods and get people to, get their reactions. Where I come from, that'll get you a 30-06 round in your head. But I don't know why people want to get out there and do that myself, but they do, right? However, he's not shying away from it. He stands by his claims. I think it's pretty awesome. And I actually would like to see somebody, or I'm going to track this a little bit as best as I can to, like I said, I'm going to reach out to him and see if I can get him to come on the show and talk about it. But it is actually pretty cool that he's doing it. But however, if you know anything about the other parts of my channels that we talk about, I talked to you about how they have made a habit of suppressing knowledge, keeping it down. They want you to think that you live in a boring, mundane earth, and there's nothing special about you. The Smithsonians for a long time have been rounding up giant bones, and they probably have rounded up Sasquatch bodies before and hid them. So even if it was legitimate, I don't think they would right now. Maybe, I don't know. Times seem to be changing. More and more people seem to be opening up about this and, taking it seriously and realizing that we do live on a magnificent planet and there are all kinds of mysteries out there. So, but yeah, I don't think they would ever let it out. Hopefully they will someday. But again, also the only skepticism I have is that the body is so well preserved after being in the wild for so long. And also too, Native American lore and other stories talk about the reason why these bodies are never recovered is because the other members of the Bigfoot family or tribe or whatever, they recover the body themselves. And if you want to get into the woohoo, that they blink out of existence when they're, no longer taken or no longer alive. That's somebody else's theory. I have seen things that I thought looked like a Bigfoot body. People have sent me photos and stories. But again, like I said, this stuff is just super fun to talk about it, and I like talking about it. So anyways, that's our show for today. If you're new to the Enigma Daily, this is my morning show. We're the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. Our format is 5, 10, 15-minute live videos talking about cryptids, UFOs, conspiracies, biblical prophecies, ancient, legends, things like that. But if you're interested in our deep dives, our longer shows, our 1-hour shows with our interview-based shows, go back to the homepage of this YouTube channel. You'll see the Ancient Enigma Files right there. Click on that. Go over there. Give us a follow. Enjoy our body of work. And so that's all we got for you today, guys. But again, give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel out immensely. We're trying to get to 1,000 and then 100,000. Just, getting after it like that. And spread the word out there. And also, if you didn't like what you saw, please give it a thumbs down. But if you give us a thumbs down, I'm okay with it. Just let me know what you didn't like about the format so we can try to make improvements or adjustments to clean up our product along the way. So you guys, hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new show. And we're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.